There's a secret most men were never taught. Women don't crave you for your muscles nor for the techniques you've picked up from somewhere else. What makes them tremble, melt, and become utterly unable to resist is the way you touch their mind and their heart before you ever touch their body. Foreplay. So many men treat it as nothing more than a formality. A few rush kisses, a couple of moves to warm her up, a step before the so-called main act. But the truth is, for a woman, foreplay isn't a side note. It is the center, the soul, the gateway to the entire experience. Without it, sex becomes empty, a quick performance that ends too soon and leaves nothing behind. A woman's desire is not like a switch you flip on and off. It's like a small ember hidden in the ashes, needing air, needing patience, needing gentle care before it bursts into flame. Science shows us that a woman's body takes more time to prepare for pleasure. Blood has to flow into sensitive areas. Hormones like oxytocin and dopamine need to rise. And above all, she has to feel safe. If she doesn't feel safe, her body closes. If she feels rushed, her mind resists. This is why so many encounters fall flat. The man moves too quickly while the woman hasn't yet opened. But foreplay is not just about biology, it's also about psychology. It's the feeling of being desired, chosen, cherished. And once she feels that, her body responds naturally. Picture this. You step into a room flooded with harsh fluorescent light, the TV buzzing loudly, the bed unmade. That atmosphere can kill desire instantly. Now imagine a room bathed in soft candlelight, a faint scent in the air, gentle music humming in the background. Before you've even touched her, she already feels her body stirring awake. Women are sensitive to space. They absorb the safety, the intimacy, the romance of the environment. As the Stoics once said, to shape the mind, shape the surroundings. Foreplay begins not with your hands, but with the world you create around her. And then, your eyes. A woman's body can respond to nothing more than a gaze. Many admit they've felt themselves flush, even wet, simply from the way a man looked at them. Not hurried, not shallow, but deep, slow, steady, eyes that whisper, "I want you." That gaze can begin long before the touch. Over dinner, during a conversation, when she turns away and realizes you're still watching. It creates an unspoken game, igniting her imagination, making her wait for what's to come. Words, too, are part of foreplay. Not poetry, not rehearsed lines, but simple truths, whispered close to her ear. "I've been thinking about you all day." Or, you make it impossible to focus. When your voice drops low, slows down, brushes against her ear, her skin will rise in goosebumps. Women are aroused deeply by imagination, and your words are the seeds planted in that fertile soil. Then, the touch. The biggest mistake men make is going straight for the obvious places. But women don't want to be attacked. They want to be invited. Start from afar, her shoulders, her back, her hands. A light stroke that feels almost accidental, an embrace from behind, a fingertip tracing slow, meaningless patterns on her skin. The slower, the softer, the more restrained you are, the more she craves. When you don't touch where she expects, her body fills the gap. Her heartbeat races, her breath shortens, her mind spins. The Stoics said, desire grows in the distance. And that distance between anticipation and fulfillment is exactly where passion burns strongest. Sometimes the most powerful move is no move at all. Silence, just let your eyes lock, your breaths mingle, let the air thicken with energy. In that pause, without a single motion, her whole body ignites. This is the power of presence, the healing force of silence. And remember, true foreplay awakens all five senses. Soft light for her eyes, music and whispers for her ears, your scent for her nose, a long kiss for her lips, a hand and a breath for her skin. When all her senses join in, her body becomes an orchestra, and you are the conductor. But there are mistakes that can kill foreplay instantly. Rushing, turning it into a checklist, being overly technical as if following instructions, or worst of all, focusing only on her body while neglecting her mind. When that happens, she no longer feels like a treasure, she feels like an object. And when she doesn't feel chosen, she resists or she goes cold. The Stoics remind us, what is forced will resist. What is invited will surrender. Foreplay is not conquest. It is invitation. Let me tell you a story. A couple who had been together for years, the man thought, we know each other so well, we don't need foreplay anymore. Every time they were intimate, it was quick, routine, like an obligation. Slowly, she grew cold. Her desire faded. But then, he changed. He began paying attention to the space. He touched her with patience. He slowed down. And suddenly, something woke up in her. She burned again. They found each other as if it were the first time. Because women don't need fancy tricks. They need to feel wanted. And in the end, remember this. Foreplay is not just those minutes before sex. It is how you live with her every single day. The look you give her over dinner, the embrace when she's tired, the safe silence when she's vulnerable. A woman becomes irresistible not because you master techniques, but because she feels desired, cherished, loved. In love, pleasure is not the destination. It is the natural result of connection, presence, and patience. Make love with your heart first and the body will follow. And when foreplay stretches across the whole day, across the whole relationship, every time you come together is simply the final reward. So remember, what makes a woman unable to resist is not just your hands or your lips. It is your presence, your patience, your invitation. And when you do this, the fire you ignite will not just flare for a moment, it will burn on, a memory she will never forget. If this spoke to you, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts below. Because sometimes the smallest change in the way you love is enough to turn an ordinary relationship into a journey of fire, passion, and connection. If your heart first and the body will follow,